Aloha, I'm Derry. When I taught on Molokai, 3rd and 4th grade, the one thing that all of my students loved was going to the ocean. I'm going to be going off of our theme, the 8 eyes. If I say it incorrectly, please forgive me. The Makavalo, that one thing is not directly related to another thing. We know as island cultures that there's systems. So my background is as a beekeeper. So as a child, I understood the systems approach versus just the one-to-one. And yes, you can also forgive me for being nervous. My topic is rapid ohia death. Why do you care? I can tell you all the science that yes, ohia trees are dying because they have 2 fungus, like getting stomach cancer and getting cancer in their shoulders. So then the trees die rapidly, not because there's fungus on the outside of them, but it's like all the water stops moving in the entire tree. So that part is flummoxing scientists. They don't know what the vector is. Vector is how is the disease spread. So if you can remember back in the 80s, the HIV epidemic, they saw all of these dying patients. They knew they got sick somehow. They don't understand the vector at that time. And then the answer is, it's an STD. It's sex is how they're getting that disease in general. We don't know how ohia trees are getting sick. It's not the wind, it's not the water, it's not the soil. So how are they getting sick? That's the vector. Do I have your attention though? Okay. Where is the disease concentrated? Big Island. The disease is also found on Kauai. It started in the Hilo side, and it is moving differently than, for example, a wildfire. A wildfire would spread out from the source. Rapid ohia death is jumping islands uniquely. It's moving from Hilo to Kona back to Puna. It's moving 40 miles at a time. So the vector is flummoxing scientists. They've thrown over 3 million at it and can't find it. Our state legislature is kind of in the process of giving up on ohia, in that they're going to solutions of fences rather than asking a small peon like myself that where is it coming from? So why do we care about ohia? If we want our children to be able to swim in a clean ocean and have our coral reefs safe, we need our soil up at the top of the mountain. We need our ohia trees holding that soil and bringing fresh water down. The ahupuaha is a system, and ohia is the root of it. So you care because of that. What do I want to do differently? I'm not going to be testing on DLNR land, which is where the ohia trees are. I believe it's through our agriculture use. My magic is the pain point is our scientists. They can't find where rapid ohia death is outside of the tree. So I'm going to do tests in 2 different ways. One, where it's private land that they aren't able to access for a few reasons. And 2, I'm developing with UH Manoa different tests in order to solve the problem. I know I'm slow. I have some support. My ask is $2,000 to stay in the Purple Prize and continue conversations. Thank you.
Judges, questions?
Can you explain your connection to US Manila?
So UH Manoa is St. John's the fungus. I don't want to say on.
Oh, okay.
Can you also share a bit more on how your tests are different?
How much science you want thrown at you? So carrots can get rapid ohia death. We don't hear about that in the news. Why? Because it's fungus. It's a disease that, how much do you want to know? So the test, normal, the $56 in kind from UH, they're in Petri dishes. So rapid ohia death will grow in Petri dishes, but the way they collect is wrong because $3 million shouldn't be how much it takes for them to collect that. They're collecting it in different ways. For example, Scotch tape and wind. That's not a very great way of doing things. Mine is more targeted, where I believe now the vector, meaning the cause, is coming from. Is that clear?
Are you allowed to disclose it, or is it a secret?
Big Island.
So
Agriculture
just the locale.
land, private ag land.
Private ag, not like car tires or pets or anything
No.
sneaky or interesting.
Well, it's unintentional
Yeah.
use.
Right. Okay.
So what are you gonna be doing?
The actual collecting the tests and bringing them back to UH Manoa
Okay.
to grow. So rapid ohia death, it takes 3 weeks for a test to grow, and that's part of the challenge, is that it takes so long for these tests to grow. So it's cumbersome. So think of rape kits. You want those tested immediately, but reality is they're backlogged 90% of them. That shouldn't be. I'm giving you the analogy, like even ohia, they've spent $3 million and they're still backlogged.
Okay.
Can you provide us with a little bit more background about you?
Generational master beekeeper, returning Peace Corps volunteer from Kiribati. I care. And it's my kuleana with knowledge that is not the mainstream way of doing one-on-one. That's going back to our theme. You can have one-on-one solutions, and it works for polio now because we cured that. I'm the scientist who's going to taste pee in order to discover diabetes. So, sorry I didn't have time on that. So, family-wise, generational master beekeeper, my family is called from the federal government back before the internet and all that, and they would say, okay, we have this disease, fungus or virus or mite attacking honeybees. What is the system approach? So my family has been in the past called, and now they're doing the challenges that are not Pono, that have people saying they're going to tap trees, which is culturally inappropriate to many Hawaiians. My tests are off of Ohia land in a Pono way.
Time for one more question.
So your technology is the testing and then sharing with UH. Is there like a...
Me taking the test that they don't normally do and telling them how to get it to grow into the agar versus they use dry methods. It's the quickest way possible of saying it. Dry methods like taking Scotch tape from the wind. Agriculture, fungus grows in wet areas. They're not testing those areas for a few reasons, but then even those tests have to be modified in order to grow something this difficult.
Great. Thank you, Darren.
Thank you.